In the heart of Heian Tower on the 46th floor mornings had a certain rhythm, a steady hum of elevators, the rustling whispers of crisp suits brushing against each other, and the sharp aroma of coffee filling the air. But for me, a maid named Maya, the day began differently. It began quietly. I would arrive before dawn, my uniform crisp and my heart always racing, knowing that I was part of a world that often overlooked people like me. But that morning, something shifted, setting in motion a chain of events that would change my life forever. As I cleaned the executive offices, my mind wandered, and I found myself signing softly to myself. It was just a habit, a language of expression that my brother Zay and I shared. Then out of the corner of my eye, I saw him, Ethan Wells, the CEO of Housing Systems, striding confidently into the office. My heart skipped. This was the big boss, the man everyone whispered about, the one who didn't seem to notice the little people. I had little time to prepare myself as our eyes met. "What's that you're doing?" His voice cut through the air, deep and curious, a half smile playing on his lips. I froze, caught in a moment of vulnerability. Just signing?" I stammered, heat flooding my cheeks. Suddenly, my secret was out. "Wow, you're really good at that," Ethan said, an unexpected admiration in his tone. "How about you come to my office tomorrow and I'd love to chat." I was speechless. I felt like I had just been handed a golden ticket, yet dread settled in my stomach. When I told Zay about the meeting, his face lit up. He was thrilled, but I was torn. What if I messed this up? What if he was just being nice? The next day, anxiety wrapped around me like a thick fog. I stood in front of my bathroom mirror, smoothing out my hair and trying to steady my hands. There was so much at stake. Ethan was friendly, sure, but what if I was out of my depth? What could a maid know? A woman of color actually offered to a powerful CEO. When I finally walked into Ethan's office, the sleek walls lined with awards and accolades threatened to swallow me whole. But Ethan welcomed me with a genuine smile, and as I took a seat, he began to share his vision, an ambitious AI project designed to interpret American Sign Language. He spoke passionately about the challenges. The tech just doesn't capture the nuance, he admitted. It's flat, lifeless. I want to change that. Nods of agreement surrounded me, but I felt a spark. I knew he was right. ASL isn't just signs, it's emotions context, a language of its own. Gradually, a swell of excitement pushed me forward. I wanted to be part of this, however daunting it felt. In the days that followed, I dove into the project, often feeling like a fish out of water among the other team members. Some welcomed my insights, while others, like Sarah Chen, a sharp-tongued colleague, dismissed my contributions as trivial. "What do you know about AI?" Maya, she quipped during one meeting, her eyes narrowing with skepticism. It stung, yet the more Ethan rallied behind my ideas, the more confidence swelled within me. That reflected in my work, even as I fought through setbacks and miscommunication. I began bridging the gap, advocating for the emotional depth that was crucial for the AI to be effective. But one day everything changed. I caught a glimpse of something disturbing, a tampering with the emotional translations that the AI was meant to convey. The data logs showed deliberate changes. It was as if someone wanted to scrub the human element right out of it. I discussed this with Ethan and Clara, a supportive programmer, as our urgency turned into a mission. What if this was the reason behind some of the pushback from our colleagues? Who's behind this, we wondered, fueled by a sense of injustice. Our investigation led us to James Reinhardt, the compliance officer, who seemed determined to keep things bottled up. Confronting James was like walking into a storm, and when we laid out the evidence, his expression darkened. "This is business, Maya. Not everyone can have feelings," he sneered, his words dripping with condescension. But I held my ground as Ethan and Clara stood with me. "This isn't just business," I shot back. "This is about people, real lives. How can we put technology in place of empathy?" The look on James's face was priceless. A mixture of shock and disdain, as if I'd just slapped him with a cold idea. The culmination of our efforts led to a board meeting. As I presented our findings, my heart thundered. But this time, as I spoke, my voice was steady. I stressed the importance of accurate sign interpretation, how critical it was to recognize the emotions behind the signs. Just when nerves started creeping back, a representative from the Department of Justice stood and said, "This is not just a technological issue, it's a civil rights issue." The room hushed, and suddenly I felt a spark of hope igniting. Here was validation, warm and powerful. Eventually, I was offered a new position with a title that felt surreal. I was now heading the Department of Ethics in AI communication, a far cry from my days as a maid. Looking back, it all felt like a blur. I had gone from serving coffee to leading discussions, and every step felt steeped in a profound sense of purpose. This journey wasn't just mine. It became a symbol of what so many marginalized individuals faced, being underestimated, ignored, misjudged. It reminded me that our voices deserve to be heard. Every struggle might just lead to a breakthrough. And while I sat in my new office reflecting on all I had accomplished, I'm left with a powerful thought to share with you viewers. We all have stories about moments when we felt pushed aside or underestimated. What about you? What experiences do you carry? Let's talk about it in the comments. After all, this is more than just my story. It's a conversation about right versus wrong and the gallant quest for justice in our daily lives. Join me in this dialogue because our stories matter and together we can reshape the narrative. So what's your story? I'd love to hear your thoughts.